Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. We finished baling and wrapping. I'm not sure if the other field is done, so we're gonna have to get the control mod going here. Control F for the follow me mod, and I want him to be. He's gonna follow now. He's just gonna follow. He's just going to follow. So Evelyn in the news. Evelyn is in a play tomorrow. She gets to be a girl ruffian. And then also, she's going to be William the Servant. What'd you say, Chuck? I can't hear you. Come closer.
William the Servant.
You're William the Servant? She's William the Servant.
And then
And then she's a street urchin, ruffian.
I'm not a street
What's the play that you guys are doing? The Prince and the Pauper? So I'm assuming they all have to speak with English accents, like, "Hello, Sir William." She's laughing. Oops, wrong side of the road. Sorry. I'm speaking English, but I'm not driving English. Oh no 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 no! Oh crap! Oh, I'm going to find my way back. Control F. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me out. Why I oughta? What, Evelyn? So, despite the 30 frames a second, I purchased a new computer, knowing that this game is not going to really benefit from it much. Though it is running a little smoother here, I am able to record at a higher rate and get a little bit higher quality recording. So what happened was, Friday, I came home from a photo shoot. Told the guy I'd have the pictures to him by that evening, goofed around for a little while, and then went up to work on my Macintosh at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. My Macintosh croaked. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, it's still working, but not well. It was, no, Control F. There we go. It would just started behaving really strangely. Okay, no, we have not wrapped this field yet, so we need to do this field next. It was very bizarre. I don't know how to explain it aside from the computer just stopped working. I couldn't get it to load any of the files. I couldn't get it to import my photos. I couldn't get it to read my cards. It just went dead. And I've been having some issues with the Mac for some time. It's an older computer, and it's gotten a lot of use. And I've been thinking about replacing it. And as you guys know, I've been talking about upgrading this year to a new gaming computer because I know there's some new games coming out, and the computer that I was using is a little antiquated. It's fine for editing and stuff, but it's not great for gaming. So it's good, though. It was a good computer, and I had that nice video card in it. And so anyway, God forgive me. I said some bad words, and somehow my Mac keyboard got smashed into little bits. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it might have been temper-related. I just saw red. Yeah, I did. I smashed my keyboard. I was acting like a little baby, a little angry baby. And I said some bad words. And anyway, it was not a good scene. I should have just been patient, and instead I lost it. No, I want write-offs. Write-offs. 2. There we go. Thank you, honey. Right? Does he want to be the right? No, I want left-offs. I do want left-offs. Control left-offs. Because I want it to the left offset. Yeah. There you go. So anyway, long story short, I panicked and I said, you know what? I called my wife. I said, honey, I know we're not supposed to use the business credit card at all, period. But this is kind of an emergency. I can't get my projects done. We're going into the busy season, and I've got a computer that is only half working. And this is just not going to work out. I need to get something that's going to work better. Yeah, see, you got stuck on the fence. Dang it. It's the only problem with the follow me is they're too stupid to figure out how to go around objects. And that's fine. I mean, I don't expect them to be... They're not perfect. They're not human. They're robotic. So I said, I don't know what to do, but at this point I'm fed up with this computer and it's not working and I need to do something. And I really feel like this is the time to do it because I have the weekend. There's no weddings this weekend, and I have a couple, hours where I have you know, or several hours of free time available. I have time to put this thing together, make a computer that I want, and make it work well. And so she's like, yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, as much as you hate to put things on the credit card, it's, you know, you do need a computer that works, and go ahead and get it. So I went out and I bought a new computer, and so I'm going to tell you about that in a second here, but this guy is just not getting it. Let's see if we can... Oops. He's not following where he's supposed to. He's following dead center. He'll pick it up, though. Watch this. Pshing! But he's not following where he should be, I don't think. So let's try to get him to follow in the right spot. He's to the right. Yeah, see, he needs to be the other way. So I guess I need to put him... I was wrong. I thought left offs would be where he wants it. He needs to be right offs, which doesn't make sense because he's left. Okay, well, hopefully that'll fix it. So anyway, I said, what's my budget? And my wife's like, well, let's try to keep it under $1,500. I said, deal. I need to get a new monitor and everything because the Mac is all in one. So I'm like, great. I'm going to need a new mouse and keyboard, new monitor, all this stuff. So I went to Micro Center and I told the guy, you know, this is what I need. This is what my finances are. This is what I would like to do. And he put together a really awesome computer for me. So what I'm running now is a 3.6 gigahertz new generation Core i5. I think it's a 6400K or something like that. It doesn't have a graphics card on it, I don't think, but which I didn't want. I wanted because I used, obviously, my own graphics card. Oh, he wasn't ready. Shoot! Ah, dang it, you butthead. That's great. Nice job. Try to get this to stop. Stop. So anyway, I ended up getting this Core i5. I got 16 gigabytes of the new DDR RAM, the 2400 stuff. Oh well, we're just going to come back. He's just not going to get it, is he? Nope. Rats. And I also got a Radeon R9 390 card. So it was probably a 30 to 40% power increase over the video card that I was using on the other computer. That was a R9 380. Apparently the R9 390 is a much faster card. It's definitely much larger. It's like twice the size. It goes all the way from one end of my case to the other. I was shocked at how big it was when I opened it up. I'm like, whoa! And I did get open box again, so I got it for $280 instead of like $350 or whatever it normally costs. There we go. And so I'm very happy with this computer. It's really cool. It's really fast. I did end up basing the main system drive as an SSD, and then my recording drive is still the old 2 gigabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive. But this does allow me to turn the graphics up a little bit. I'm still getting okay frame rates. I'm running about 40 frames a second here. When I look the other way, I'm going 60. So it's got a pretty fluid frame rate, and it's very smooth. With World of Tanks, I'm getting about 60 frames a second while I'm recording. So that's pretty nice, because before it was like 30. So it's doubled the frame rates in World of Tanks. It's, you know, probably 10% faster here, but hopefully the graphics will look a little bit better. I was able to turn it up to 90% and clear up some of my drive, so we should be able to, you know, get a little bit faster recording going also on, as far as the recording quality goes. I think you guys will see a difference, hopefully. But anyway, that's enough spending for the year. Hopefully that'll be a powerful enough card for the new farming simulator that's coming out, and maybe hopefully they'll do some optimizations where the card actually is used. But that's where I'm at. So it was kind of a crazy weekend. I bought 2 SSD drives. I also based my old gaming computer that is now my editing computer off of the same technology. I figured they might as well both be SSD, and then I have backup drives for the data, but that way I can, you know, operate a lot faster. And I'll tell you what, this computer reboots in less than 6 seconds. That's from shutdown to turning it back up. and it's pretty amazing. It's about a 7-second reboot altogether. Love it. I could just reboot it all day and watch it reboot. Of course, I don't want it to reboot. I did cause an issue. I was playing with TeamSpeak and had the chat on in World of Tanks, and it actually caused my my whole system to crash. I did it 2 or 3 times and realized what it was that was causing the crash. I'm like, wait a minute, I have both chats on. Sure enough, kaboom! So you might be asking, what the heck are we going to do with all this stuff? Well, we're going to give the cows a little bit of it. In fact, you know what? I think I'm done wrapping. I think the rest of it we're just going to make into regular old hay. Because we're going to need to feed those cows. So we're going to go take this guy and we're going to shut this tractor off. There we go. Oh, I have to stay on it. When it's done, I have to unload it. Ah, ice water. And we can shut this guy down now. And we're going to go over here, and so we'll finish baling. I can run faster now, though, because I don't have to keep stopping. So anyway, I'm very excited about this computer. Already been doing some World of Tanks playing around. I did some test recording. I made a video and wasn't happy with the results of the actual video itself, not necessarily the way that the game recorded. I had a bad night playing World of Tanks last night, and I recorded it, and I feel like I don't even want to use the video because they were just, I played so bad. I'm just like, man, I'm terrible tonight. But Skyrim looks amazing. You'll see that in episode 5 and on. In this game, this is looking amazing too. Like I said, the frame rates still aren't exactly where I want them, but I did turn the graphics up all the way. I've now got anti-aliasing on, which I couldn't do before. I've also got everything turned up all the way. So, I mean, it really has made a huge difference in how this game looks. Hopefully you'll see a difference in the recording. I've also turned up the quality a notch, like I said, on the recording. You should be able to see a lot faster frame. It should be 60 frames a second instead of 30, what it used to be, and you'll also hopefully see an improvement in the actual look of the game. So, whoops, that ended. Try to pick up some of this excess crap here. There we go. Yeah, we're almost done. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh. So I finally got to use that pod at church. I was telling you guys about getting that new foot switch the guy bought for the church, and I'll tell you what, it made a huge difference. I was so much more comfortable. I felt like I was at home. What's the matter, Pee-wee? No, you get off that computer. What are you doing? Hey, you need to go up to bed, honey. I'm sorry. It's bedtime. She said, no. No. Yeah, Evelyn, it's time for bed, hon. Go on up. You said what? So I was poking around on the internet, and I found a picture of the new farming simulator. A picture of some guys in Germany getting to try it out. A very early access alpha, but it definitely had signs for Farm Sim 2017. It was all set up, and it was hosted by Giants. And they said one of the things that they liked about it, and this is kind of cool news, the rental is going to be included in the game, so you now can rent equipment. You don't have to necessarily buy equipment. And I think that's a little more realistic to how most economies are. I think most people do rent and hire people out to do work for them when they can't afford the equipment. Now, if they're using it every day or all the time for stuff, then yeah, but tractors and all that kind of stuff are very expensive, and if you can rent it rather than buy it, sometimes it's better for everybody, you know. I wonder if companies in real life are. I know. Well, I know here they do, but you rent out like the whole team. Like you don't just get the tractor. You rent somebody to come and actually, plow your fields and stuff. So they don't let you just take the tractor and use it. They have a team of people that actually run the equipment. But I know they mostly do that with harvesters here. I don't think the tractors are there yet. But anyway, it's pretty cool that they're doing that. Other things that I've seen, obviously sunflowers. Specular lighting. They said that the lighting is a lot better. You'll actually have like real sunshine effects and stuff like that, where the sun will create actual lighting, and the tractor's shadows and stuff will get longer, or the atmosphere will get lit up, so you'll actually have a little more realistic graphics when it comes to daylight and nighttime graphics. So it'll be interesting. Nothing really about gravity fixes or the way the game actually works. I don't know. We'll see. We are almost done, I think. Once again, here's where the problem with the round baler comes in. You have to stop every 20 feet to do this. So it keeps you from ever getting the momentum that you want. I did download a new bale wrapper that automatically bales and wraps at the same time, so possibly later we'll buy that. The other thing is, I know people were complaining because I was using the pickup, and which is fine. I agree. I don't really like the pickup. It's kind of ugly, but it's the only car that I had in game. I did download a Land Rover. I downloaded a Land Rover, so we're gonna, after we're done doing this and taking all the tractors back and getting them put away, we're gonna run that Land Rover. So we'll pick one of those up. I also got a Unimog farm truck, so that could also be another option instead of the pickup. But and that might actually be a better option because that thing can actually haul equipment and stuff. So maybe I'll do the Unimog. We'll see. But I think here, I don't know in England if people have Unimogs. I suppose this is probably where they would have them. But even more so, that kind of stuff's going to be more like in Germany and Switzerland and stuff like that. Where are you eating my chips, Evelyn?
Yours.
My Cantina lime chips. Actually, I've eaten enough of them. Sorry, I'm getting a little sinusy here because of 'tis the season. So we'll finish this up in another pass or two, and we'll be able to get these guys back to the farm. Though, you know what? Well, let me think about this. Yeah, maybe I will just do the Unimog. I don't know. I'll think about it. The Land Rover would be cool, but I like the Unimog because it acts as a secondary tractor. You know what I mean? Like you can, like I said, you can use it to pull around farm equipment, which is kind of what we need. We don't need, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so anyway, I'm stoked about the new computer. Like I said, it's got a real cool case, 700 horsepower, 700 watt power supply, and of course that monster video card with 8 gigs of RAM. And then I got, like I said, the 2400 DDR RAM for the main board and the Core i5. Like I said, I think it might be I don't know. All I know is it's the latest slot. The guy was like, "This is the one that you want. This is the newest one." Because I was looking at, it's like they had an i7 for $249, and he's like, "Well, you're going to be better off with this Core i5. It's, the games don't do hyper threading in general, so you're better off using this one." And I was like, he was a super nice guy. When you go to a store and you got a salesman that just knows the material, it always just helps so much to get the right stuff. And this guy was really good. All right, so we're going to take these back. And we really need a tractor for over here. Really need. This game. Always making me buy things I don't need because I want. The truth is I really want. We've got some money to work with, so we'll take a look and see what we got. Now, I did get a new Fendt tractor mod, though that's going to be too expensive for this tractor, but... All right. Oh, he needs his write-offs turned off. All right, let's go, little guy. I'm gonna head back to the main farm. And then we'll come back and grab that Marshall trailer and grab our bales, bring them back home, but we need to get fuel and wash this tractor off. I know one of my viewers, I can't remember, it was so long ago, they were saying, oh, I never need to buy gas, and I'm thinking like, what? I have to buy gas all the time. He must be using like the world's most efficient electric tractor, because these things eat gas like there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow. I'm just really enjoying this new video card. It's so fun to have fairly smooth graphics. When I'm not recording, I'm getting pretty much solid 60 frames a second. But the recorder does, you know, take some hit points away from the from my console or from my game. You figure when you record, you lose about 10% of your system. And unfortunately for me, I have, okay, so I record with Bandicam, and then I edit in Adobe. Well, Adobe is really designed for, you know, people that film with like high-end cameras and DSLRs and stuff like that. It's not really designed for people like, now I do that, and that's why I have it, because I do the wedding videos and stuff, and I have that equipment that I record with. So it is relevant, but for this, it's not relevant at all. And what I found out was this Adobe does not support VBR recordings. Those of you guys that don't know what VBR is, I'm going to try to explain it. Okay, when I record a video, you have moving pixels and you have pixels that don't move. So if you look around the screen here at the screen, my mirrors aren't changing, the frames of the tractor aren't changing. So with VBR, you only need to record that once unless there's a change. And so VBR just holds onto it and keeps it in its memory. The best I can explain it, it's a solid, not moving frame. The moving parts get changed, the parts that aren't moving stay the same. What that means is it compresses the file, basically. When you're all said and done, instead of recording something and having like all of these big files, you get compressed down to smaller files because of VBR. Now, if you have a lot of motion going on like this, where the whole screen is moving, well, then you're not really gaining anything. But when you're sitting still like this, it only makes the parts move that are actually moving. Parts of the screen that are still, like that tree, my tractor, the baler, when I'm not moving, all of those become a solid, non-moving image. It compresses the file down and saves you space. So, to be able to record VBR, you can make, okay, so for right now, the way that I have my computer set, this is going to be maybe a better understanding for you guys. When I record a minute of video, it costs me 200 megabytes of hard drive space. If I were able to use VBR, it would only cost me 20 megabytes. So my files are literally 10 to 15 times larger for the same results than if I could use VBR. But Adobe does not support VBR. So what this means for me is that I'm stuck recording in the format that requires huge freaking files. And so I have to keep my quality settings turned down a little bit, because like if I record at 100%, every minute of footage is like almost a gigabyte of data. I'm sorry, it's not. That's incorrect. Yeah, it is. No, that is correct. It's almost a gigabyte of data per minute. So if I record a 100-minute video, like 2 hours of video, you're looking at almost 200 gigabytes or more of data. Well, that's ridiculous, and it's hard for the programs to work with that, but that's, unfortunately, that's where Adobe is. So I have to turn my quality down just a hair, and I apologize. I want it to be amazingly awesome looking, but I can't yet. Now, someday I may be able to afford Vegas. Vegas, I think, for the home user version is $100, which isn't too bad, but the downside is all of my templates are in Adobe. So I will have to recreate all my templates, all my intros, everything has to be redone if I switch over. So I'm debating that or not. I may have a maybe start a donation or something on my channel saying like, hey, if you want to donate for me to do Vegas, I'll do it. And I don't know, and to be honest with you, I don't know that you guys are going to see that much of a difference, because YouTube is YouTube, and even if I upload everything at pristine, amazing quality, YouTube is still going to crunch it down and compress it. So you may not even see the difference. So I don't know. It's hard for me to justify spending money on that. I do know it'll look a little bit better, but I also feel like, at the same time, there's a limit to what we can do, and there's a limit on how much of a difference you're going to make by switching software. So anyway, I hope that guy's still following me. I'm sure he'll show up at some point. Okay, don't eat any more of those. Please, Evelyn, come on. I got those so I could have a little snack, and you guys just ate them all. My kids, man, they're like freaking cockroaches. Pick up what you spilled on the floor, too, Bubs. Uh-huh. You guys stay in here with me. Come on, you're cute. Yay! She said fine. Fine. I'll stay here. Hi, P. Hi. Alright, so we're going to clean this up. So anyway, that's a little story and a little information about how I record. So right now I do motion JPEG, which is really the only thing that Adobe does well. What happens otherwise? Okay, so if I record in VBR, the issue that I have is that my audio gets way out of sync. So let's say I pull this trigger, and now you'd hear the sound come on, like 2 seconds later. And so everything that I do is delayed. You can't see my face really, so that part's not big, but hitching and unhitching, beeping the horn, all those things come like a second behind where I actually did it. I'm feeling like this other dude got lost somewhere. Oh no, here he comes. So, we'll just wait here for him. I'm actually going to pull up a little bit. Yeah, so anyway. So at some point I would like to be able to change the software, or maybe hopefully Adobe will support VBR. I know there's a lot of people that are asking for it, but then Adobe's kind of like, we don't really care, because they don't cater to us. They only cater to, like, video companies, video production companies. They don't care what the little guy does. And I understand that. They're really not designed to be a little guy video program. They're designed to work for people that are doing professional video. And my other end of the business is professional video. But I feel like, heck, I paid a lot of money for this product. You'd think that they would be able to figure out a way to make it work, because everybody else does. Sony does. Final Cut does. They all accept VBR. Adobe's really the only one right now that doesn't. So, but, they have kind of a blasé attitude towards the people that are asking. They're like, please, can you support it? And they're like, we'll see. Fill out a form, That's literally their response. Like, hey, fill out this form and maybe we'll consider it for the next version. It's like, okay, thanks. Jerks. All right, so we're done doing this. What else do we need to do? Got all these tractors. Hi, P. Hi. All right, so we're going to pull this over here. The cows are going nuts. Oops. Moo.